Here we go.
Hey, all you sleepyheads, it's time to wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. On this week's episode, we get into things we saw and heard over the weekend, a Dookie problem, Michigan. We give more advice to those lost souls in need. Of course, we get into Dean's conspiracy theory of the week and another fun round of Bill's balls games.
Round.
Dean,
Hmm.
how was your weekend?
It was all right. I didn't do anything. I didn't play any terrible golf this weekend, so it was a nice change of pace. Wasn't feeling very great, so I just laid around and watched a movie. One singular movie the entire weekend. No, it was okay though. Watched Tires over the weekend with Shane Gillis.
Ooh, yeah.
It's pretty funny. I'd recommend watching it.
Dude, I watched them all in one sitting.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I mean, they were pretty fast. I mean, right? I mean,
they were like 20 minutes.
if you got 8 hours to set aside, I mean, only like what, 3?
They're like 20 minutes.
3 hours.
Episodes.
Yeah.
So not too bad. That was funny. But I also caught this other story of and some addictions. There's this lady in Houston, Texas. Her name is I think it's Jay. She's addicted to snorting baby powder.
Sure.
So it started when
Been
she was
there.
obviously when she was younger and like would use baby powder pretty regularly. And eventually she's like, the scent's just not strong enough because she really likes the smell. And so she just started she said it got closer and closer to her nose, and then just she liked to do a little party action with the
Is it
So-
snowing in here, or is that baby powder?
So at that point, so by the time they did the episode, she had been doing it for 16 years. And she was snorting it 10 times a day. And like pretty much kind of like, like a drug addict almost. Like, I can't wait to get home so I can, get a little taste of that sweet nectar called baby powder.
You got that
she's
Johnson's
like-
and Johnson's, dog?
that was her brand. That was her
Yeah,
brand.
oh, I know.
That's-
It's gotta be. That's top tier.
that's top tier. That's the brand. But yeah, so it got to a point, like, I guess she was doing 5 ounces every day, which turned into, since she started over the 16 years, it was 1,800 pounds of baby powder that she had snorted.
Yeah. Oh, I
Insane.
need 5 ounces, dog.
And, and just like, can I get a key of that? Like, what's going on? It's like, but it was like they were obviously showing video of her like doing this, right? And it was
Mhm.
just insane. Like, she just had this bowl of baby powder and she's just taking spoonful after spoonful and just rubbing it into her nose and snorting it down. But the weird part about, like, obviously that's weird, right? But like the weird part about it is like she's like, yeah, I only do it in my room. Like, she only ever snorts this baby powder in her room. But everywhere in her apartment is covered in dust or baby powder, I guess. So like she was like look at this. She's like, it's on my dresser, it's on my counters, it was on top of her fridge. Like how the fuck how does that get up there with she's just doing it in one, but she's like patting down her bed like it was like an old dusty rug. Like, it's just clouds of fucking-
Nary a rash to be found.
It was insane. Never one rash.
And then she's like, watch this.
Well, she was like, it got like stuck, and she was like looking at it, like trying to squeeze it, like ploofed in her face, and so and she was just like, just like rubbed it in more. But like, so obviously everybody thinks she's on drugs, and she has to, because she's just sitting there because she does it everywhere. She's just snorting
Crazy.
baby powder. And, so people are like, "Oh, you're on drugs," and then she has to explain to them that it's not. It's just her doing baby powder. Is that like is that worse than just telling people you're on drugs? Like, no, I'm not on drugs. I've just been snorting a shit ton of baby powder. Like, oh, that's
Well, it depends, right? I mean, if you're at work, it's terribly disturbing, but
just
like
cutting
you're
down
not
the
getting
line.
fired for that.
Maybe not if
If
you're
people
like
are like,
rolling
dude,
up a
she's
dollar
doing
bill.
coke every day. She has to do 5 ounces of coke every day. They're like, I don't know if we can keep her on.
Right.
You know, but you know, they're like 5 ounces of baby powder. You're probably also like, I don't know if we can keep her on. But, you know,
this
you're
looks
also like,
bad.
it's not illegal. Like, what am I gonna fire her for?
Right. Yeah.
Because she's a weirdo.
Yeah, you can't do that. I
Yeah.
don't know. That'd be a weird conversation to have with somebody. At least if you're on drugs, they're like, oh, like I get it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're at a low point in life, but you're snorting baby powder. There's no like, oh man, I hit this low and
Well, I
I
thought
just
it was baking soda. So
right. It's just, but so I'm. This is like the last point. So the last thing I watched was like she was she was like revealing it to like one of her friends, right? That had no idea, and it just happened to be like a blind guy, right? Was her friend that she was telling, and he's like she tells him, and he's like, wow, like you can see it in
so it
his
was a
face.
blind guy,
Yeah, it's a blind guy. So like you know he doesn't know, but like his face, you could see
but
it
he
in his
knows
face,
smells.
like, yeah, he's like,
He's
holy
like, that is
shit,
a
like
scent to be sniffing.
that part was so funny when he's just like, wow, I'm like worried for your health. But she's like, she doesn't even she doesn't believe that it's bad for her, and she'll like read the warning labels, and people have told her it's bad for her, and she's like, I don't think it's bad for me though. And it's like,
They never think it's bad for them.
yeah, so it's an
True.
addiction.
And how long has she been doing it? You said?
Um, 16 years when that yeah, she had done over 1,800 pounds of baby powder in that time frame.
I mean, who hasn't?
5 ounces a day. 5 ounces a day.
I
Just
mean,
powder.
so yeah, I mean, if I'd gone that long, I'd be like, I mean, I think okay. How does she not wonder how baby powder gets around the house? Like, I know she does it in a room, but you've ingested 1,800 pounds
And it's not like she's
of
like
baby
super
powder and you live there.
she's not like super clean about it either. It's like she's just like shoving these spoons like full of baby powder just right up into her nose.
Do you do that much and carry that much baby powder around? Yeah, dude, it's just gonna get everywhere. How would it not?
And like I was thinking too, like she was also covered in baby powder. I doubt she's like wiping herself down before she leaves her room. Like she's just
Like,
dust all over.
the only way to have it semi clean would be like you get it from the store, you tie the plastic bag off that it's in, you bring it into the room, you put on your baby powder sniffing clothes,
Yeah, you have to
that set of clothes,
yeah.
then you take them off before you leave. Even then, you're still gonna drag some out. Like, there's just no.
But on top of the fridge though?
It's gonna
Does it-
float in the air, man.
I mean, yeah.
It's
I guess-
light.
yeah.
It's
It was
gonna
a lot,
blow.
though.
You
She was, like,
sneeze.
pulling She was like pulling out like she was pulling off a lot of baby powder off of her fridge.
I mean, 16 years, bro.
It's true. She lived in the same place for 16 years. But yeah,
That's
so
insane.
that was my weekend.
Wow.
A little baby powder action, huh?
Little
How
baby
do you
powder.
top that? How do you top that?
Well, I can tell you what I'm addicted to. My strange addiction.
No, nobody wants to know. That's all
Yeah.
right. We know it's penis. Anyway, Bill, what'd you do over the weekend?
No, it's a penis attached to a doll. Bill, go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you for clarifying that. Weekend was awesome. Watched some soccer. Kudos to your boy Johnny. Had a really good weekend in that. As far as we were there on Saturday. Went golfing out at Pilgrim's Run on Sunday in Pearson, Michigan. If you've never been there, go. Course is beautiful. Memorial Day, hung out with Kate, Charlie, had a good Memorial Day. We made breakfast on the old griddle on the old Blackstone.
Heck
Got it
yeah,
off.
why not?
Got the
No
got the
eggs.
recipe. Yeah, got the recipe off my Blackstone Ram Facebook group.
First, you fire up the ram and just rev it into that Blackstone.
Just rev it up to 400. I saw a recipe actually to make smashed cinnamon rolls.
You're smashing everything these days, ain't you?
Yeah. Kate, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Which, thank goodness, Anna Marie Luna didn't have one of those in her hand last Tuesday. You might be asking,
A smashed cinnamon roll?
yeah, Anna Marie Luna. She was arrested Tuesday night after allegedly striking a man in the neck with a thrown cinnamon roll. Cops say Anne Marie Luna, 37, chucked the food item at the back of a 49-year-old victim's head, striking him at the base of the neck. The cinnamon roll incident occurred at a transitional housing facility in Florida. An arrest affidavit does not reveal a motive for the alleged cinnamon roll attack, which was recorded by security cameras. After being read her rights, Luna reportedly admitted to tossing the delicacy. The affidavit indicates that no weapon was seized by investigators. The victim was not injured. The victim was not injured by the cinnamon roll.
Perfect crime.
Perfect crime. But they do wish to prosecute Ann Luna. She was charged with misdemeanor battery and released after posting a $500 bond. So,
Bill,
she's ordered to stay away from the victim, but she's still legally permitted to have contact with frosted pastries.
wasn't the name of that chick WWF back when it was WWF wrestler in the Oddities? Wasn't her
Luna?
name Luna?
Luna? Yeah.
Yeah. What if it was the same Luna?
It wasn't.
That chick always freaked me out, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Now with her hairstyle and whatnot, she'd be normal. You see a lot of that these days.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I mean, right at the base of the neck, that's like the worst place to get that.
He's just like,
because then it's like going down your shirt, or
he's gonna show up in court with a neck brace on.
I thought maybe it was like the back, where he was trying to run away, and she's just like,
the back of the neck, yeah. Get that glaze just sliding down your spine. If I had a nickel.
Been there.
I had a nickel.
Man, dude, that is pretty crazy. You ever been hit by a food item like that? Anybody ever throw? Oh, I have. It didn't even occur to me when I said it. Have you guys had any food item thrown at you before?
No.
Yeah, I do remember a time. I call it the French dip fiasco of 03.
Yes.
It was
weird. Anybody who's been at a holiday of ours has heard this more than once.
Oh my god. This is a funny story.
But there is a French onion dip, and you'll have to go to a holiday to hear it. So, unless somebody else does it.
I threw French onion dip at Eddie.
Oh, that's not the whole story. But that is what happened.
That is what happened.
A French dipping on the run.
French dipping.
It was a run.
Oh man, that's crazy. Little
funny.
Cinnamon roll. Dude, that's messed up. You don't do that to a good cinnamon roll. Of course, it could have been crap.
That's why she threw it.
Like when I made cinnamon rolls for you and your family, Bill, and your daughter probably wanted to throw it at the base of my neck. She was not pleased.
She's a picky one.
Yeah, well, kids are.
Burnt or something?
What's that?
Were they burnt?
No. To me, they weren't as good as to me, they weren't as good as they usually are. But I think they were still a little wet, I think. And I think that's what probably got her. Because I put like some heavy cream down in there while it's baking.
Yeah.
And it really gives the base of that cinnamon roll something real
creamy.
I don't know. I really enjoy that.
I'm surprised you like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a weird thing for you to like.
Yeah, that's a weird thing for you to like.
Look, dude, if you take a slice of bread and run it in some water, I might throw up. But we're talking about heavy cream. Like, it has to make sense to me.
Okay.
Like cereal and milk.
What about
that makes sense to me, right?
What about
that's kind of the same
really-
concept.
What about like a really greasy bun? Like you have a burger, like
No,
it's just
no,
really
I'm
greasy and
into
it makes
that.
it kind of soggy.
No, I'm into that
Oh,
because the grease is the flavor too.
yeah, for sure.
If I just get flat nothing, just soggy bread, I'm gonna be real upset.
What about like if it's covered in gravy?
Yeah, you already know.
What about
That has
what
to
about
be some
like
damn good gravy. Like, it's changed over time. Like, because I always try things later on again.
yeah.
I don't want soggy bread, but I would eat most of like a roast sandwich that has all the gravy on it, as long as it hasn't been sitting for a while. Like if it's all sogged up, I can't do that bread.
Okay,
There's just no shot.
I'll put you in a scenario. What if you were out in a night of drinking and you're hovering over the toilet, throwing up? Your buddy comes in and gives you a sandwich, and it's just nothing but ranch and bread.
I think I was in bed when that happened.
No, you were the bad.
I was at the toilet.
Yeah,
Dude.
You're like, oh, thanks, man. Then you took a big bite. You're like, oh.
All I honestly remember is taking the bite
Oh my gosh!
and
I
being
remember the
so
whole thing.
disgusted.
The only thing I didn't see him go in and make the sandwich. He's just like, "Hey man, I made you a sandwich," and I was like, "That is nice of him."
That is super nice. Even drunk, I'm like, "Oh, dude, that is so nice."
Yeah, I was like, "Wow!" Like I probably wouldn't have thought of that. It's just ranch and bread,
soaked.
So it was so much ranch,
and I like ranch.
Yeah. Well,
okay, maybe a light throw a slice of cheese in there or something.
I don't know if that would
anything.
help that. There's so much ranch on that.
It was an incredible amount from what I remember.
Yeah. Well, I'm
but
sure
it's
it felt like a lot more for you.
It did.
It's like a mouthful. Oh, man, that was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was right up
sure.
there
That'd
with
been amazing to watch.
Deviled eggs. Yeah. It's right up there.
That
was good.
Yeah, no, I wish I could have been a spectator for that because that would have been great. But having taken the bite out of the surprise ranch sandwich after puking,
after throwing up, hovering over the toilet,
it's a nightmare, dude. I'm telling you, not knowing what's coming.
Oh man!
Like I just assumed bread, right? I'm guessing, bread, cheese, maybe a little bit of deli meat.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like nothing crazy, something dry. Not just loaded ranch bread.
I was sober and I would have thrown up just taking a bite of that. There's so much ranch.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of ranch. At least I believe it was. I thought I was in my bed, so I could be off.
I feel like I remember that perfectly.
You would remember it better than I would.
Yeah, I was sober.
You weren't the one puking in the toilet.
That's for sure. That was a good memory. Good memories.
Yeah, that is good.
That was a good one.
My weekend was good. As Bill said, we were out watching soccer all day Saturday. Another game on Sunday, and then I took the kids to the splash pad after, hung out on Monday, which was nice. One question I had for you guys was, what that dookie do? Don't answer it. I saw an article about wastewater in Michigan. Obviously, we get to take for granted that we do our business. We flush it down, we walk away, no problem. But an investigative type of company called Fix MI State, so Fix Michigan State, wanted to point out the failing infrastructure that is causing some waste to spill into our streets. And not only our streets, but the Kalamazoo River and other waterways around Michigan. Fix MI State says, quote, every year raw, partially treated sewage spills happen all across Michigan. Since 2008, an average of 5.7 billion gallons of untreated sewage has flowed into Michigan's waterways, which is enough to fill nearly 200,000 family-sized swimming pools annually, called Donnie Shaner. It happened in Grand Haven. It happened in Kalamazoo from Ann Arbor to Traverse City, from Ypsilanti to in 2017. Heavy range totals 100 million in damage. The only fix for these rogue turds is the legislature appropriating more money to make the fixes necessary. So my question is, next time there's a big flood in the state, you boys want to go for a swim?
Drink a lot of the
Remember
water.
those guys on the ski-doos and stuff, dude? Like out there,
Yeah.
like when we had a flood. I mean,
Yeah.
what, a few years ago?
Kayaks.
Yeah. Oh, people are just out there. 5.7 billion gallons of untreated sewage flows.
Oh,
Oh man,
Dude, can you imagine?
just one paddle is like, ooh, what's that?
Oh, what is that? It must have been a little perch or something, a little bluegill. Although it didn't move, and I keep swatting it with my.
It smells like shit out here.
Dude, that's.
nuts.
I know.
Wow.
I read that and I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Ugh.
I don't
Gross.
know, man. You got to start peeing outside. That way, next time there's a flood, you're not swimming in your piss.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I'm pretty sure last flood, you guys were both swimming out there, weren't you? Shirts off, just
was
doing a
drinking it.
backstroke,
I just
Yeah,
had a
big-
cup, and I was just drinking it up, man. It was
just laughing it up. It's the freshest water I've had in years.
It's the freshest one. It stays so clean.
you know me, I'm just always out there without my shirt on.
Oh, so you're gonna be the swim shirt guy in the Dookie water out during a flood, or just a long regular T-shirt?
Having mud fights in the water.
That ain't mud.
That's not mud.
That ain't mud. Well, I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. And, from stinky turds to the opposite side of that, where you get amazing, delicious food.
Yes.
We check in with our friends over at Adobo Boy. Ain't that right, Bill?
Yes, sir. Adobo Boy, the official sponsor of Wake Up.
Wake up.
As you know, Dean, Eddie, and myself, proud Filipinos, love Filipino food. And Adobo Boy delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the food industry. Dean and I, Eddie, we all went, had a good time. Ace and
Amazing.
Jackie made us feel right at home. And if you don't watch the BD Sports Talk podcast, we just celebrated our 1 year of having the podcast there. And Ace was kind enough to make this bad boy. That's
What
right.
a guy.
Red's
Look
pork
at that.
adobo.
Beautiful.
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 But not only do they have this delicious food, they also go against the grain of a traditional restaurant and tinker with their menu to bring an amazing variety of Filipino cuisine. Their menu rotates weekly, so there's always a reason to come back to try more authentic Filipino food. But one dish.
Oh, Bill, while he's doing that, take a live bite of some of that sweet, sweet pork.
We'll get yeah, of course. Just the pork. There is a
Well, just while he's while he's going through it.
The one dish you can always count on is Red's pork adobo bowl, which is an iconic Filipino dish. I will try one of these. If you're not watching and you're listening to this, this is a ASMR pork.
I was gonna say.
Braised, delicious. Now, if you're not watching,
So
and you're
jealous.
listening, get on right now, because while Dean describes this delicious, tasty bowl, I will be eating a piece of this egg.
Yeah,
Please just
baby.
take a big bite right in the middle of it. But that's
I already took off a piece.
it's all egg white.
Yeah, I know.
That's the part you don't.
All right,
Okay.
all right. Here,
It is. It's
I'll do a little dippy there.
Little
All
dippy
right.
in the yolk.
If you've watched Wake Up, you know that the last time I did this, I almost threw up. This is not a reflection on Ace or Jackie. People that love eggs, they'll love this. I don't like eggs. Let's do this. Dean.
I don't want you gagging while I'm.
No.
Just
No.
do it.
Oh yeah, come on.
It's tender pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar with Jackie's achara, cucumber, and a fried egg on a bed of rice.
Chew it, you turd. What? That can't be possible. That can't be possible.
I
How
recommend
is that
buying two.
happening?
Mix one up. Mix that egg in there real good with the yolk and the rice. It's fantastic. Get some lumpia. Do it today. I'd recommend it.
Oh heck yeah, dude! I mean,
I
Bill
got
just
through
got a
it.
piece of that egg right there.
I got through it.
I would have enjoyed that.
If you are into
Mm.
trying new, actually, I'll be completely honest with you before I continue here. That might be the best egg I've ever had. It didn't taste like
They
anything.
season it
It
pretty
was the
good.
texture. It was actually, honestly, I'm just not an egg person, but if you're into eggs, I could see how this was delicious. So if you're into trying new and different food, or just like some amazing adobo, which I have here, and vibes, stop into Adobo Boy, where owners Ace, Jackie, and Red are amazing people who genuinely care about your experience there. Eddie, well, you tell the people the 4 pillars. I'm going to try some of the yolk.
There we go. Hey, and it's not no joke. Every time I've seen Bill try an egg, it has gone 100 times worse for him than it is right now.
For sure.
And that's not even exaggeration. So if he says it, I really believe that, because usually he's gagging by that point.
Pretty heavily.
Those eggs are that good. So we get to the pillars of when we talk about it with Adobo Boy. The first one is being the atmosphere, the vibes, the smells. As soon as you go in, you know you're in a place that you're going to enjoy some really good food. The second one is the food, obviously. You go in there, the food, it's amazing every single time. You can't go wrong. Bill showed it earlier. It's got everything you want in one of their staple dishes. Third, once you get to the register, you just say, "Wake up," the Sleeper Boys podcast, and you're going to get 5% off your total bill. Just say, "Wake up podcast," 5% off your total bill. And of course, the last pillar and the most important is you, the customer. Without you guys, none of it even really matters. So you go in there, experience a great atmosphere, experience a great food. Get your 5% off by saying "Wake Up Podcast" at the register, and enjoy.
Sorry about that. I'm not an egg person. But I will say this: it was delicious for what it is. Honestly, a lot of it for me is texture. It didn't actually taste bad at all. It actually tasted all right, but the texture is what gets me every time. So, awesome job by Ace and Jackie on this. If you're not watching this and you're listening to this, I only gagged because of the texture of the egg. The egg actually tasted like the adobo, which is actually pretty good. It's just I'm not a texture person. So great job by Ace and Jackie. Always love the pork adobo. I just get mine without egg. These two love to get it with egg. But if you want this delicious bowl here of pork adobo, right there, a little papaya salad, achara. That's that achara that Dean talks about. Adobo Boy is open Tuesday, Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch, 5 to 7:30 for dinner. On Saturday, same schedule, but they are open for dinner until 8:30. But you might want to get there because that adobo will run out. Adobo Boy is located at 3740 28th Street, Southeast Kentwood, Michigan, and is inside the Amazing Myanmar restaurant. But there are huge signs for Adobo Boy. You'll know right where they're at. So, with that said, get there, get fed, get happy. 5% off. It's always better at Adobo Boy.
5% off. Come on now.
I'm gonna try.
Come on now.
It's a cucumber.
Can't go wrong with Adobo Boy. There are, however, plenty of things that can go wrong or things you just need a little advice for as we get back to answering advice questions from Reddit users on this week's Dear Sleeper Boys. First one up today. It is titled Advice on Reckless Behavior. Hi, I'm a 26-year-old female and feeling lost in life. I've got family, some friends, hobbies, and economic stability. Still, I've taken many wrong decisions throughout my life, been reckless, and done stuff I don't want to get into here. My point is, there's many regrets. It seems to me that the more I get myself invested into something, the more I let that thing destroy me. So now I'm single and celibate. Don't invest too much in hobbies. Don't let myself become too close with anyone out of fear that I will let it take over my life. It's like I can't have a healthy amount of anything without fucking it up. I get addicted very easily when I like something, and it's not healthy for me or people around me. So I've just started to isolate myself. I've been in therapy for years, where they just keep telling me the same thing over again. To exercise, have hobbies, meet people, but to a healthy amount. I do all those things, but I'm feeling so empty and limited. So it's just easier to just self-isolate. What's your advice for me?
So the gist of that is she ends up liking something or someone and then she goes overboard.
I get addicted very easily when I like something, and it's not healthy for me or people around me.
So she's isolated herself because of that.
She said right after that, so I've just started to isolate myself. Yes. What advice you have for somebody like that?
Man, you're coming with the hard hitter this week, huh?
Hard hitters, baby. Hard hitters. These people need help. And you're the guys.
We're the guys.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to answer because, if therapists keep saying the same thing,
exercise, hobbies, meet people, but to a healthy amount. That's what she keeps hearing.
I mean, they're pretty smart people. If it's different ones, then, but I get it if you're looking for different advice. But I mean,
I think it really boils down. What is she getting addicted to so easily that's making people not want to be around her? That's the real, because if it's something like she likes to snort baby powder, then you just
it sounds like she's obsessive. I don't think people.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. She gets onto something and then just goes for it all in 1,000%.
Like, I love you. Well, we just started hanging out.
First week.
Yeah,
right.
I've been there.
You've done that?
Yeah, I was that guy.
She didn't love me
back. She didn't love me back right away. No, I've been.
We texted each other for 48 hours.
And it's, the thing is, it's easy to sit there and say what you need to do is look at the situation, take a step back, take a deep breath, give it time. But obviously that's not working because that's a normal, rational thought, right? And she just doesn't have that. I don't think saying exercise and whatever the other one was,
have hobbies, meet people at a healthy amount,
because she's just going to obsess over that too. I mean, that's something that's that's mental. I don't mean like you're mentally crazy, but I mean that it's something that that's hard to get over. If that's what the way you are with everything, I can sit there and tell you to take a step back and take a deep breath and let the things come to you. But in regards to isolating yourself, I wouldn't do that. I would it's going to be what the psychiatrist says, find something to do that that's I'm not saying hang out by yourself, but by yourself. Whether that's traveling, whether that's um
Exercise or hobbies or
yeah, I mean, yeah, in a sense, I mean, you can't get too upset. I guess you could get too obsessive with exercising, but um
bad thing.
maybe you just gotta work on being happy with yourself. If it's in regards to being obsessive over people or falling in love too quickly, because that's what it sounds like, right? Like,
Seems like that's definitely part of it.
I'm sure I'm sure that's
on that end of it.
The more I get myself invested in something, the more I let that thing destroy me. She put that in quotes. Not
I
me.
wonder if that's like per se like an example like video games where like she like super gets into it and then she doesn't go to work.
It's like I
She
can't have a healthy amount of anything without effing it up.
It's kind of hard with. I mean, I guess you got to assume it's everything, right?
I mean,
probably.
And what do you say to that? What do you say to someone that's obsessive over everything?
I think that she needs to find a like-minded person. If you're going to be if that's something you really can't get over, just like you said, Bill, and like mentally in your own head you just can't get over it, you need to find somebody that's somewhat like-minded that can understand where you're coming from and why you're doing these things, and maybe you can help each other. But that would be quite the task to find somebody that would be
It almost
as
be damaging,
obsessive
right?
as you. It could be, or it could be very therapeutic as to where you could see from the other side what other people are seeing as well. Because from the outside, from the inside, looking out or whatever, I guess however you want to call it, she's not seeing herself in that light where it's really, like she sees it damaging herself and other people. Like she's willing to admit to it, but she's never actually seen it. You know what I mean? So to have somebody else that's like-minded, you can see how they're going about things and how that could actually hurt you and hurt others, and then maybe they could help each other. But that's a tall order to ask for.
I get being hyper obsessive. Like I can be like that to a degree. When I start looking at something and start wanting something, or you know what I mean? Like, for example, I hate to bring it up, but it's the latest thing that I've done was purchasing that Blackstone. Like once I got a hold of like watching and like learning about it and whatnot, like I just couldn't stop watching videos about it. It's not ruining my life by any means, you know what I mean? It's not, but Kate says all the time, I get hyper obsessive or hyper fixated. Once I got something in my mind, I just either want it or got to do it or whatever the case may be. And coming from experience on that, it is hard to get over. Like, you know, and it's just a matter of you got to try. The best advice you can give is you got to try to suppress what you want. You know what I mean? I know that's a weird thing to say, but like you just gotta you have to try because it'll just like she said, it consumes her and it can consume. I've been there, so
yeah. And if you look at me, I haven't masturbated in 2 hours. So so I'm in the same level.
Building.
This is a little crusty shirt, but
yeah.
I just put it back on. It was fine.
I mean, I definitely hear what you guys are saying for sure. I think that the biggest thing for somebody in a situation has kind of already started happening for her. And that recognition is probably one of the biggest parts of any change that you can make, as far as emotional or, life in general. Like once you realize truly what you're doing, then it becomes easier to try to fix it. And who's to say that it really needs fixing? You're obsessive. Like most people are obsessive about something or get obsessive. Bill was talking about that. Now, if you're obsessive about everything, but you know that you are, then you really just need to self-recognize on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way to actually get through is you're going through and then maybe even journal. I mean, I don't know anybody I'm sure I know somebody that does. I just don't know that they do. But journal that stuff on a regular basis and be like, this is what I thought and this is what I did. And then you look at it and be like, yeah, was I a little like try and really look at it at a logical, unbiased standpoint. And I think you're fine. I think that's really what it takes is the recognition is key for anything. Knowing what you're doing wrong is as important as finding out you did something wrong, right?
Well,
Like if you, yeah,
that's kind of what I was getting at. You just said it a lot better than I did.
of course.
Was trying to suppress and trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to get back to normal and not suppress and try to suppress those urges. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at me. I haven't.
It's now been 2 hours and 2 minutes.
It's been 5 minutes now, guys.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'm so quick about it.
Well, I think in general, at the end of the day, I think we're saying is one, you're on the right track because you realize what's going on. And just to be cognizant of those things. I mean, you don't want to hide away from the world because of it either.
Yeah.
Because I think in the end, that'll make you more obsessive when you do come out of that. Come out of that shell or whatever you got going on. It's not saying you shouldn't take time for yourself, or if you think you need to isolate for a week or 2 weeks or something, like that's okay.
Yeah.
Go to work or do whatever you do, come home and chill. Like that's all right. But if you let that be everything, then you're going to be obsessive about that. So there's a give and take. You just got to live, and then just I think for somebody in this situation, I think writing down what happened through the day and how you felt about it would probably be really huge.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they've been told that.
Right.
But they didn't mention that in their comment. So I think that would be good.
Journal.
So next one. This is a quick one. How to make people respect me. I have a feeling that no one has respect for me in school, and it's a problem for me. I feel like no one listens to me, and always when I try to be funny, they start looking at me like I said something cringe as F. Someone help me how I can get someone's respect. How would you guys help this young person get that respect? I'm assuming it's a fella. I got to be honest. It sounds like something the dude wrote.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
Stop talking.
If everybody's looking at you like it was cringe, then it probably was kind of cringe.
Read the room, bro.
But how do you change that? Right? Like you all know somebody that through school you're like, oh dude, why is this guy saying this?
Yeah.
And it could have been funny then, but they'd said so many things that were like please just don't talk to me.
Yeah.
That it could have been fine.
Right.
How do you get back in that?
Great question. Great question, Ed, because I'm kind of going through that myself at the moment.
Oh, I bet.
Not me.
Oh no, I didn't. No, not of course not you.
Yeah. If it were okay, based on the situation that I'm in right now, I would tell that person that you need to start saying less and think about what you say before you say it. Because what's coming out of your mouth right now is either cringy or people don't like it. And the only way you're going to get respect is if you get on the same level as everybody else. like
Find
no
the
one's
biggest kid in your school and,
yeah.
and beat him up. That's how you earn the respect. Nobody's cringing to that guy anymore. Am I right, fellas? Bad advice. Don't take that advice.
Yeah, don't go out there and get your ass kicked.
Yeah, don't
It's,
get
your ass
I'm not
kicked
sure
over
that's
this.
going to help. I don't think that's going to do it for you.
No, I was kidding about like getting down on everybody's level, but it's just that's the best advice I can give you is say less, think about what you say before you say it. And if it sounds right to you and you say it and people think it's cringe AF, like that was right there, then put that in the memory bank and don't say it again. Next time, think about what you say before you say it. That's fair, right?
Yeah, I don't really have much more to add to that. I mean, you're right. You definitely take a second to think about it before you say it. Yeah, just
I wanna know what
take
he
that
said.
extra second. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell because I don't know, what kind of group he's in. Is he into, like, does he play a bunch of sports? Does he, you know what I mean? Like, what goes on to where he's lacking all this other than just saying cringe things? I mean, I know we've all, like you said, like we've all seen people like do cringe things a lot, and you're just kind of like, ugh, dude, why? Why would you even? But like, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question. I have no idea. I've never really been in that
I mean,
situation.
honestly, I would say first thing, if you can move schools, do it. I mean, I'm not even joking. If there's an opportunity to go somewhere else and start over, I think I don't know what grade this person is.
Right.
I'm assuming it's not college. So if you can move schools and start over, I think that's almost your best option. I'm not saying you should to or need to. If you can't, either way, whether you move schools or stay, what you need to do is, like Bill said first, shut up. I know you think it's funny. It depends. Do you want to keep doing what you're doing, or do you want to fit in? That's what you got to decide. Are you better off? Because there's nothing wrong with just being yourself, hanging it out there, and people don't like it. And if you're cool with people not liking it, then that's fine. But it doesn't sound like it because you're asking how you can get respect. So if that option's on the table for you, then go that route. The other option, obviously, is to move schools. And even if you move schools or stay, what you need to do, like I'd said, is one, shut up and just be incredibly nice to everybody. Be not overtly nice, but just super nice to everybody. Hold your comments. Just be nice.
Yeah.
Just be nice. It'll work in so much leeway over a couple of months, and then drop a little thing here and there. See if people think it's funny.
Yeah.
If they don't think it's funny, reel it back in, kick up the nice. What people always have around is nice.
It's true.
If they think you're funny is weird, they're gonna keep that away. Mostly. So that's my advice. If you can leave schools, when you do, go in there and be the nicest person possible for at least a month.
Probably
Same thing at your current school, at least a month.
Definitely.
And that you can dial it down, but because it's hard to keep that up for an incredible amount of time. I think it's easier to do at a new school. That's why I said, move schools.
What if he's already a really nice kid? And he just says cringe things since the first day of school.
Look, he probably very likely is a nice person, but you have to be the regular nice. The cheery, hey, how are you today?
Right.
Laugh at whatever they're saying.
Almost super social, trying to be overly social almost.
Just the right amount. You don't have to be overly happy. Laugh at what people are saying, even if it's not even that funny. Just give them a laugh, a big smile. Somebody drops something in the hallway. Hey, can I grab that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take much. And then everybody's like, oh my gosh, like what a nice guy. Like, yeah, he said some weird stuff before, but he's super nice. I mean, how do you not like Dean? Dean is so nice. Like, he used to say this weird shit before. Now yeah, but he's so
it's not
nice.
entirely
like,
inaccurate, I don't
yeah.
think.
Like, I think that changes. I think that could change the game. Don't try to be funny. Stop trying to be funny.
Yep.
Unless it's obvious.
Right. Yeah, take the easy joke. Don't go
stay away from stay away from gross funny.
Yeah.
Stay in the regular funny. Whatever they say, even if it's not that funny, just laugh. I'll tell you what, you'll be working yourself into some respect here within the few months.
Laugh and maybe even repeat it back. Like
yeah, definitely.
They love that. They love that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you repeat it back.
Yeah, if you repeat it back. All right.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Well, that's the advice we got for these folks here on Dear Sleeper Boys. Hopefully you guys leave us a comment on Reddit or on this video and let us know what you thought about that, if you had any thoughts at all. So, well, I'd love to say those were some interesting situations. And while those are interesting to the seen eye, we now delve into the unseen during this edition of Dean's Conspiracy Theory of the Week. Mysterious.
I like this one. Bill kind of touched up on it a little while back. It was about the world ending in 2012. It's interesting.
It's 2024.
Well, hold on. You gotta let me,
okay,
get through it.
My bad. I jumped the gun.
Wait,
I think I debunked this one.
I think I debunked it. It's still going. So this it's kind of short, but I liked it. It was interesting. So some believe the world ended in 2012 and we all actually had died, and that we are either all living within our own conscience or possibly even in a parallel dimension. So they say when you die, your brain is still active for 7 minutes and it recreates your memories in like a dreamlike state, which could feel like 7 minutes or 100 years. So in a general sense, if we were all dead, we're all just, what I mean? We all could just be dreaming, and it's only been a couple of minutes since we actually died.
I got to live through this.
I know. This is where my brain friggin' took me.
Come on, let's hurry it up.
But what really brought me to this was I'd seen a quote from Stephen Hawking of him predicting that that they discovered this particle that could destroy the universe, and if they find it, the world could end in literally a single day. And they call this particle the God particle, or the Higgs boson particle, which they discovered in 2012. And now that I've actually like looked through this, it makes sense that that TikToker had asked me to look into CERN, because they were the ones that discovered this particle. So what brought me to this this theory is I saw a quote by Stephen Hawking of him predicting that this particle, the God particle, could destroy the universe, and when we find it, the world could end in a single day. And they end up discovering this particle in 2012, or what they call the Higgs boson particle, also known as the God particle. Which, like, when I had been talking about CERN, when that TikToker, that guy that commented on our TikTok, had asked me to look into CERN or whatever, it actually makes a lot more sense now that I looked into this theory, because CERN were the researchers that actually discovered this God particle to help their research with their mega collider that they obviously had tested and whatever. But the reason some believe this is due to all the weird things that have I kind of said things that have happened since 2012, like COVID-19, or Australia burning, or California burning, or World War III almost starting, and other weird things that have happened since 2012. It's believed that CERN actually destroyed the universe in 2012 and had our collective consciousness transferred to another parallel universe where everything is the same, which would make the simulation theory, which I'll go into in another one probably, a real possibility. But then you start to think of, like, when I had brought up like the Mandela effects, like, like, was that is it just that we're remembering it wrong, or did we all just get put into a different dimension and everything's just slightly different? You know what I mean? Like the Berenstain Bears, or, you know what I mean, Jiffy, and all that different stuff that I had talked about. Go back and watch that episode. But
those add up.
You know what I mean? So, but does that prove that we are in a different dimension, or does that mean everybody just has bad memories? You know what I mean? But that's a big it's the entire population of people that just don't remember the same things. But then again, were they born in this universe? And that's why they see these things as they are. And obviously us coming over from, where everything's just a little bit different. But, and then this is the last part of it, but there's also another theory that kind of goes along with this, that when they discovered the particle, that it didn't kill us, but actually sucked us into another dimension. And that's why the world seemed to, no, okay, that was exactly what I just said. So yeah, I'd skipped ahead to that. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting as to where, like, what if in 2012 they discovered this particle and just instantly it just wiped us out, and we're all just living in like a community consciousness, and we're all just dreaming in like a dreamlike state. Even this would be a terrible dream, but like, if I could control this, it'd be great, or did we just get put into another dimension, or, as like I think Bill had said, was like, did we get sucked into a black hole? You know what I mean? And then that's just where we are now. Like, I had heard some stuff where, like, black holes, you don't actually I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they would know this, but like, a lot of people think you get in it and it gets destroyed, or it just sits in this black hole. But from what I've seen, like, scientists and stuff actually talking about it, where nothing sits inside of a black hole. It just keeps going through until it gets out to the other side, like anything else. So did we get sucked through and we're just in a different place? Is it, are we all actually not alive?
I mean, I've been sucked through to a different place before. It's an experience, my man.
You ever get your knees behind your head? That's the dimension I want to live in.
Dean, now that you're becoming kind of an expert on conspiracies, I did want to ask you, because I'm going to start asking you this, I think, on a regular basis. On a scale of 0 to 100%, where do you stand on believability?
In that one?
How probable in your conspiracy world is this, do you think?
The only thing that kind of leans me toward it actually being a possibility is that Stephen Hawking had predicted a lot of things before that actually
Like
did
what?
happen. I don't know. I didn't go that far into it. I didn't go that far. What do you think?
Said a lot of things.
You think it's Stephen Hawking? What do you think? I'm sure he did.
I think we
predict a
took
lot of
his
things.
word at face value.
I mean, yes, we did. I'm gonna go with that. But I would probably say how like percentage wise as to how much I believe this current conspiracy, it'd probably be like a 30%.
Is that, would you say that's, since we haven't asked you before, would you say that's higher than others? Mostly?
No.
No.
There's like the Mandela effect one, which I mean, I guess this would kind of play into the Mandela effect, which could raise the percentages on that.
Mandela plays.
I like the Mandela effect one, and I think that's more of like a 70% for me. So, but I don't know.
And then Long John Silver's is 100.
Oh, Long John's a complete 100%. So
it's got to be 85 plus. I mean,
it's yeah, no, for sure.
Clear.
That one
ever since
I
that
believe
came up, I'm
wholeheartedly.
Like, they're laundering money at LJ's, baby.
I can't blame them, you know.
I mean, it's a nice front. You know, they got locations all over.
And you know, if you get the fish, it's not that bad.
Here's the thing with conspiracies like that is,
or the chicken.
Well,
yeah,
the same thing.
You can't really prove it. So it's like so hard to know because you couldn't really prove it. Right. I mean, that's why those conspiracies always, I think, go maybe the furthest in a lot of ways, is because like, yeah, that could be happening.
Yeah.
But we would never know.
Exactly. That's why I'm at like a 30% for that one. Because it's just something that it'd be hard to believe, and there's not a lot of evidence for it. You know what I mean? Other than, you know, Stephen Hawking having a lot of accurate predictions.
Which one?
I told you, I don't know.
Give me one Hawking prediction.
the CERN thing is a little bit concerning because they did use that particle to help with their massive collider that they had built.
That dude was adamant on TikTok about
and he was very adamant about it. And now I realize why he was so adamant about it.
Like the particle collider. CERN. Look it up.
Look it up. That'll tell you everything. It didn't.
I should comment
look up
on
something
that
else.
TikTok and tell him you brought it up this week.
Yeah, watch all the episodes and see which one it was.
Next thing you know, he shows up at your door. He's like, "I'm the TikTok user."
It's me.
Listen, now you know we have to save the world.
It's like, we gotta get out of here, brother.
He's like, it's you and me, man.
It's you and me.
Yeah,
it's sketch. What's up, brother? And I'm like, what the?
Whoa! I'll be like, can I bring JMO?
One request. Can I bring JMO with me? Like, that's not.
He's
James
like,
Wilson.
dude, that's
James
Stafford. He's like, come on. He's like, I've got a lot of conspiracies, but that's Matt Stafford.
No question.
Wow.
That's the conspiracy of the week.
Excellent. Another conspiracy that makes me question whether I'm even alive. There's only one surefire way to check that pulse, and that's with another rousing round of Bills, Balls, Games.
Fellas, I loved the game last week, even though I don't know if you guys really liked it. Now I brought it back.
Like I said last week, I didn't at first, and then I won, and then I really enjoyed it.
So if you lost, you'd hate it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I let him.
That's how I operate.
Second week of Guess the Celebrity. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, I will be giving them one-word clues until you get the answer right. Clues may make no sense at all at times. Some answers will be easy, others hard. You can buzz in once per clue. I will have 6 one-word clues. If you get it on the first try, 6 points. Second word, 5 points, all the way down to 1. If you can't get it by then, which you should, no points awarded. So, fellas, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeet.
All right, here we go. For 6 points. Cheats.
Cheats.
Shohei
This is a
Ohtani.
person, right?
Yes. And noting.
Cheats. Carrie Underwood.
That is correct. 6 points. You thought you'd never, ever get the 6-pointer.
That's why. Do I get a polo for that victory?
You do get a polo.
My other answer was
Let me know.
Pete Rose. So
Anybody watching this? Anybody want this? Let me know. I can get you one. Not for free.
at least retail price.
There's at least a $15 shipping charge.
This operation is running in the red right now. Okay, 6 for Eddie. Good one.
Eat it.
For obvious reasons, that was from her song. Next time he cheats. I don't remember the exact
before he cheats.
Yeah, thank you. Second clue was legs. Third clue, football. Fourth clue, wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Fifth clue, blonde. Sixth clue, sing.
I think the first and last clues are the best ones.
Yeah.
Legs. What kind of show is this?
Real legs.
That should have been the first one.
All right, here we go. Heck, you guys might get this up. This another 6. First word for 6 points. Pigeon.
Pigeon. You guys might get this one.
I know. I'm like, that doesn't
Pigeon.
feel obvious to me.
Mike Tyson.
That's correct.
How'd you get to why pigeon?
He was a big pigeon guy.
Yeah.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
There's no other guess other than like message, but there's like no person that goes with messages.
Right.
You know. And he didn't give me these ahead of time. Maybe
No,
that's going through your head
crazy.
right now.
Second clue was face, third hangover, fourth ear, fifth legend, sixth knockout. Mike Tyson. All right, here we go. Third. For 6 points. Average.
I'll
let you take this guess.
I was just seeing if you're going to have a clean sweep here.
I got a guess.
Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
It is Vince Vaughn.
That's what I was going to guess, dude. It would have been.
It was either him or
it.
Ben Stiller. Those are my two. When he said
it had to be Vince Vaughn.
That's why.
Second clue, tour bus. Third clue, Reese.
I should have just said.
Fourth
I should have just went for it.
Swinger.
I was trying to hope you get a clean sweep here.
Trying
Fifth
to help
clue,
me,
ball.
boy.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
12 to 6. First clue for 6 points. Public.
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 Take another first guess.
I am nothing. Big Bird.
No.
He's in the public sometimes, right?
Johnny Depp.
No. 5 points. Second word is fighter.
Logan Paul.
Good guess, but no.
Public fighter. Public fighter.
That's a good guess.
Public fighter. Conor McGregor?
No, that is incorrect. Next, for 4 points, Outburst.
Jake Paul. Just let get them out of the way.
Nope.
Nate Diaz?
Ooh.
Incorrect. Sorry, I had to unmute.
Boba Fett.
All right, next for 3 points, Bruce.
So it's public fighter and Bruce.
Public fighter, outburst, Bruce.
Christian Bale.
That's correct.
He was in Public Enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. That's why I went with Johnny Depp. What number? Whoa, how many points is that?
That was 3. Outburst is him going off on set.
Right.
He was in the fighter.
I was starting to run that way. I was going to say, was that Ezra, whatever, the guy that played the Flash?
Yeah. Next clue would have been Ford for Ford versus Ferrari and bats. All right. Next up, it is 15-6. First word, 6 points. Dominant.
Dominant. That could be so many.
That's a lot
things, right? It's just a person.
Yep.
Michael Jordan.
No, good guess.
LeBron James.
They're gonna say Brownie.
Brownie James.
Incorrect. Good guess. For 5 points. 4.
Say 4.
Yep.
4.
Miguel Cabrera.
Incorrect.
4. 4 what?
I don't know. I was just
4.
thinking 4th in the lineup, even though he was 3rd most of the time he was in Detroit.
Not bad. Not bad. Dominant 4. Tim Duncan.
Good guess. Incorrect. 4 points. Magic.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That's correct.
For a minute, I thought he was going to say no. I was like, you talking about Penny Hardaway?
He ain't got 4 titles.
I mean, he was good. Don't get me wrong. It was
All right.
That's it, right? 4 championships.
Yeah, 4 championships.
Shaq.
Next would have been center, and then Kobe and Kazam.
Sure.
All right, last one.
I win, baby.
Double points.
Double points.
Oh yeah, give him double points. Give him
Double points.
You get first guess.
For 12 points. That would still be a loss.
It would still be a loss.
Triple points.
That's what I was like, double points. Yes,
Triple
yeah, give him double.
points. Dean's playing his triple points card.
Yeah, I played my triple points card.
For 18 points in the win.
What?
Devil.
Brendan Fraser.
That is no, I'm just kidding. It's a correct.
Oh,
Not a bad guess though.
No, not a bad guess.
dang! I was like, dude, he might have nailed that. Devil.
Then you have
Devil.
to give me the 18.
Al Pacino.
Good guess. Incorrect.
Devil's
5
advocate.
points. Basketball.
Devil basketball. I can't think of anybody who played at Arizona State. Kyle Kuzma. Did he play there?
I have no idea. No.
I'll just say Dennis Rodman.
Incorrect. Good guess. I think you might get it after this one. Here we go. 4 points. Happy.
Oh, Adam Sandler.
That's correct.
Triple points, right? So that's another 12.
Nope. 4
What?
points.
Only for
20.
me.
23-6. I think I made this too easy. That's Bills Balls games.
That's a dominant devil right here that you're looking at.
That's good. Those first two, you really.
Dude, it could have got the third one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to lay off.
I might
Had to lay off the juice.
I might have to start picking people. You guys have no idea who they are until the last one.
Till the last one. I mean, it's your game, man. It's your balls games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some duty picked out at the factory.
Larry the bagger at Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer. Oh,
The dude
of course.
from General Hospital.
Yeah.
2,300 child support payments. Well, excellent job as always. That'll do it for this week's episode. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see all you sleepyheads next week on Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. Take care.
We go.